You're live. What's going on, folks? I'm early, but you guys will catch up to the video later, all right? I just wanted to get my video done, and prayers go out to the plane crash, all the victims of the plane crash, and I hope the families can deal with that. We got some mob graffiti, and it's like, I hope you guys can follow along, but welcome along. I got stuff scattered all over the place. Holy cow. I think I need a smoke or a sip of coffee. I'm jonesing. Hey, Deb. So, there's a lot of stuff going on, well, in the mob. Let me get my smoke ready, folks, because, there's no telling how long I could be on here. So I could stall this out a little bit, but people are going to watch it fresh and they're going to say, well, tell something. But, that's the thing when you go live. I do everything live. All right. So the Colombo family, prominent name, same problems as any other family. Look at Dom Kelly and the Bonanno family. Holy cow. Look at that family. Him and the Mike the Washwoman Mancuso. Now, Deb, we know the Mancuso name. Don't say any names in the chat. We know the Mancuso name is, good, nice people. This, who did they have over there? Who was this Dom Kelly running with? A guy like that, those guys like that, whether they're captain or under, but whatever they are, they couldn't carry the coffee in our age. In our age, them guys like that, you know why the mob went. They're, ladies and gentlemen, Exhibit A, Dom Kelly, and Exhibit B, Mike Washwoman Mancuso. But I like Dom Kelly. I like him, though, because he's the mob is the mob, but I like Dom Kelly. But he's over there. He's got a diet plan. He's promoting a diet plan. Now he's a stockbroker. And listen, folks, if you want to lose weight, eat less. You want to exercise, walk. Okay? Wow. I respect people's hustle, but damn. And you got a guy telling you that who's had cosmetic surgery. He's got air plugs and eyebrow transplants. Him, and then upload a picture of Mike the Washwoman Mancuso. That's his nickname he gives him. These Mama Lukes were running the Bonanno family. When you look at all your YouTube heroes and MobTube heroes, and you look at them guys, then you know why the mob fell. That's why the mob fell. That's why guys like that, third generation guys, come along and they destroyed it. Wow. Oh, that Mike Mancuso. I mean, Dom looks nice. Dom Kelly looks nice. But that freak, they showed a picture of him when he was older. He's sketched out like the Grinch that stole Christmas. And his younger picture, he looked like some kind of flamed fruity pie. Wow. What are these guys doing together? I don't know, folks. It's all a blur to me. It's all a blur. It's all a blur to me. Yeah. I should have got my paperwork, but let's continue. So people were trying to, it was getting like, you run around the club, Mafia club restaurant, open for the public, private and public club. The crew used to go in there. Colombo satellite, and the old man's name was Sam. He had a crew with three very lovely girls. It's like the Brady Bunch, and of course these guys made a lot of mistakes. Of course, they're all just straight up degenerate gamblers. My percent is 65% dysfunctional, maladaptive behaviors. But they were my friend, they're all dead. So I think they are. I don't know what happened to them. I mean, so maybe I could speak on it. I don't know what rat holes they clammed. No, they didn't rat. I don't know. I don't know. Me don't know nothing. So the old man had the club, and it was like common knowledge that he had money stashed in there somewhere. You know, somewhere in there he had money. Down the road, I was the only one that saw it when everything was um, dwindling down, when the operation was gonna just go to the just that's it, boom. They could run a operation with three guys, low payroll, very efficient, and no problems with you know like the Three Stooges and the Bad News Bears, no problems, you know. So Sam used to always tell me when I was riding around with these guys at night, and they would get drunk. So when these guys would get drunk, they would talk smack about Sam. So I gave these guys rides all the time. That was my hustle. I gave them rides, and that was my little hustle. And then they would talk smack, and they'd ask me about the other guys in the crew that I was driving around. Then they'd ask me about the boss and all that, and I'd just say, "Well, I don't know. Nobody tells me nothing. Nobody tells me nothing." But I used to. But they used to get brave, and then they're like, "Yo, Joe, you know where that money? The old man's got to have some money sitting in there." And what like he's gonna tell me? I didn't see that. I didn't see it till a year later when everything went down, and that I probably saw that money when that money was gonna be removed from there within hours, and that they would shut that club down and restaurant, and that was done. So, um, so I knew that some of these guys had they wanted to maybe kidnap Sam or do something real crazy or smash him out or anything. They're so desperate. You know, when you lose your when you're already cooperating, or you might be cooperating and you owe, there's all dead ends. So of course a thought might be, if I could get at that money Sam's hiding, all my problems will be be over with. So, you know, yeah. Let me see. I went, and they used to always say, "Where's that money Sam's hiding in there?" I said, "Sam ain't got nothing nowhere and all this." And so I had to make a delivery. Uh, to I had to make a delivery to the city, and uh, I met my godfather Mickey and some other guys, and some other guys I never saw, and they had told me more or less, um, they had a safety plan. I found out later that if anything had happened to Sam because of these degenerate guys in the crew, if anything happened to him, uh, for whatever reason, if one bad apple in the did something that he already had post-mortem, if he got smashed post-mortem, he already had a payment sitting, a money with maybe a lawyer or an accountant, a lawyer to pay to have all the crew. So if there's one bad actor in the crew that goes to go after the old man Sam, there's a financial term for that. I can't think of it, but there's a financial term when you leave money in limbo like that. My brain is shot, and just in case, then they'll have a guy, maybe Mickey or somebody else, come up and smash them all out. Smash them all out. You know, so it's like uh, it's like the good and the bad, the good, the bad, and the ugly. When Blondie goes after the guy, and then the guy's on he's smashed out, and he gives Blondie money. He gives Blondie the money to smash out the people that got him smashed out. You know, along those terms. I don't know how many people, but so he already had that in place. It's yeah, they were plotting. You know, they were just plotting, and yeah. And I had told Sam, you know, because he'd always tell me every word, because they might say some things that I just think are innocent statements, and then he'd say, "No, you tell me verbatim, whatever." And then, you know, but I said, I think these guys, I think these guys are so fell behind. They owe so much money, Sam. I don't even know if you're safe. I don't even know if you're safe anymore. So I guess that he had money in limbo. That all right, one of these clowns, they get me. Uh, there's already a hit that is already financed. And if nothing happens, when the old man retires and he rides off into the sunset, he goes down to New York and he picks the money up. Or he might give them some, just you know, he's not going to take all of it. Say maybe he had like, just for example, say he said, "Here's 50,000. If anything happens to me, you smash everybody out." But once he retire and maybe he'll say, "Just give me 40 back and just 10,000 just in good faith, just 10,000 in good faith," because it was all structured and set up. They got to profit from it too. They're just, you know, there's no free favors and things like that. So, yeah, because they owed so much money, like these degenerates. I mean, and I was friendly with them. We ran around, and I don't like to insult them, but I don't know, you know, but they just figured it was easier to it's easier to whack somebody than than you know, pay. It's easier to whack than pay. Hi Mario, what's going on? Hey Mike, thanks. I had the jacket, you know. I was gonna wear a suit jacket, but it was cold in this room, you know. What the heck? The electric bill, it's getting, you know, what the heck? So it's not for coolness, it's just to try to keep warm. Hey, it's the Fonz. What am I, the Fonz? Hey. So yeah, I mean, it was easier to just smash somebody out. And when Sam was leaving, now my godfather, of course, he did a lot of work for the Colombos, which was Sam and other families. And he had a lot of accounts receivable, people that owed him a ton of money. They owed him a ton of money. And he didn't care. He didn't care. And a lot of these guys in the crews were getting down with other families and just other operations. It doesn't even have to be one of the historical uh, names of a mob family. It doesn't have to be Gambino, Lucchese, Genovese. There's just people that aren't, they don't have a mafia family name, that there's just Italian families and Sicilian families that do big business, and they don't have to be with five historical mob families, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. So let's get that established. Dangerous people, Sicilians that will take big action. And so the old man Sam, he had money out there, and he could make he could put it all on a list on a paper. He could put it all on a list on a paper, and um, when he's going to retire and say, maybe to my godfather, Mickey, don't strong arm anybody, but here's a list of names. Here's a list of names in your travels in New York and Brooklyn, around all in your travels. Here's the names. You know this guy, you know this guy, you know this guy, you know this guy. In your travels, you could pick up a couple cherries here. Here's a list. Here's the amounts they owe, and all you got to do is say, I'm doing a little work for the old man that's retiring, blah blah blah," and they will respect that. They will respect that because some people might say, "Oh, I better, uh, uh, I I got to have Sam tell me that." No, no, he comes up and says, "Hey, bro, you owe 13,000. The old man's going away for a little while. He's putting me whatever I can get, I can get." And then, but no strong arm. Sam would say, no, don't strong arm anybody, don't strong arm anybody. If you see a couple of some low hanging fruit while you're running around, and you see one of the guys that's on the list, and tell them, do something in good faith, but don't strong arm. Which he usually was his. That was the name of his game. But just to see him, and approach you to say, bro, you ain't paid in 11 months. You ain't paid, Sam up there, you know, and they know he worked for the Colombos. So if you usually saw Mickey, it would be in an aggressive manner. It'd be an aggressive manner. You saw him when there was no more options, I mean, but violence. If you saw him before that, violence or worse could be on the menu. So Sam was good enough at the end, because say there's $75,000 that's people that maybe 15 people owe. Say 15 people owe an average of 5,000, so that's 75, and then whoever you run into, that's a little bonus for you, Mickey. That's just a little bonus for you. You've been good and you've done everything right. So yeah, my godfather, had a list, like, so yeah, yeah, they yeah, so yeah, but he told me when I went to the city to meet up with Sam, no, to meet up with Mickey in New York and talk to him, because it wasn't like one of the regular runs that I would make. It was just to go, or just come, just like get nobody around. Well, Mike Francis and them guys, they always rode with two cars, and they, if Mike was in the street, it would be with like two cars, for that matter. Plain and simple. He he wasn't a he wasn't like that to be out in the streets. He was like an office guy, just a complete well, there was Hollywood, Mario Mendez. I don't know, the Colombos had a stronghold in a lot of things. Well, you got to remember, Mike Francis grabbed all that money, and he started making low budget movies in Florida, and then they were trying to finance that money, I guess, to like launder money. But that's Mike Francis. I mean, if I had to guess, of course, there's all a ton of other people out there, you know. So yeah. So when I was going down there, and I told Mickey, he said, just meet me alone. And that's when he started saying, don't get in the cars. Don't this was toward the end. He's like, um, maybe you could make a couple deliveries, but don't have any of those guys in your car anymore, because the Sandman's coming. Mm, yeah. Joe Beller, new guy here. Happy New Year's to you. 2025, we're rising up. I'm going to behave on the channel. I'm not going to swear. Uh, yes, maybe I could rise up and they turn my channel back on. And I interact with the folks in here, and you know how I do it. So, yeah. Mm. Yeah, Mario, they had they try to get into legitimate business, but Hollywood, that sketched out Hollywood, those woke sketched out those Hollywood, you know. Mike was making Mike was I think he did some low budget movies in Florida. Maybe like those old sci-fi blood flicks like or something, low budget. Those producers and stuff were conning him. Well, now he's got a show. He does his YouTube channel. He does his YouTube from California. So his dream come true. He's the leading actor. He's playing the leading role. Old Mike. Yeah. Hey, Lee Montoya and Damon Walker. Everything's good here. Everything's good. The Rockford Files. Yeah. I'm talking about the club, and on the way out, the guys were getting restless, and I used to tell Sam, the old man, I don't trust these. You trust these guys? What if they come after you? What if they come after you, Sam? What if they come after you? Well, he already had just in case there's a hit. My godfather, maybe somebody else, had money with a lawyer or an accountant. If anything happens, you go to this guy. He's got money for you, and then you could come out and you could take the whole crew out. So they must have known it. They must have known it. And I hate to say it. Because, and it don't matter if you got, it don't matter if there's women and children. I mean, it don't matter. It don't matter. With some of these guys, when they go, they go. When it's go time, it's whatever. Whatever's the collateral damage, that's just it. I mean, I know that's just the way it goes. Of course, we don't condone that. We don't condone violence at all in the real world. So I called it like a mutiny. Remember that movie, The Mutiny on the Bounty or something, an old time movie? And they're like, so afterwards, go, fast forward, everything was ending, whatever. And I saw in a secret pantry with liquor bottles on it, because it was a bar, and you could do something to twist it around, and it was all money from the floor to 8 feet high, all money, like Fort Knox. And the only reason why he showed me that, because that money was going to be removed out of there within, hours. Hey, Sir Drums, how you feel, bud? Yeah. I said, yeah. He said, Joe, but he gave me a good going away present. Yeah. Well, what happened was I was in the bar. It was late and everything, and sometimes if he was there, I would walk out with him. He'd lock up and everything, and I'd walk out. And so I was still out in the bar area, and he went into that pantry type of thing. And I was always trying to get ice cream or cake or desserts from back there. It's all free. And I walked up and I looked, and he went, and he said, well, now I got to kill you, Jojo. I went, yeah, right. He started laughing. He said, get in the front. I was like, ooh. He said, well, it's all going within hours. It's all going within hours. You had a secret pantry that was like a swivel, like in a like in a spy movie. What's up, Mike? Sir Drums, happy Friday. Damon Walker, the Rockford Files, Lee Montoya, Joe the Bowler, Joe Bowler, Bowler 300, Joe the Bowler, Joe the Hook, Joe the Hook. Yeah. Yeah. What's up, Philly Bob? How's it going over there? How's it going? How those rats doing that you watch? How those bums doing that you watch, Philly Bob? How those bums doing? Huh? They're doing good? Those bums that you watch? That's good. That's good. Joe the Hook. Juju. Yeah, so that was the psycho soldiers that want to whack the boss. But like I said before, there were instances when people got rowdy. Some of these young Italian kids, and I don't mean to stereotype Italians like that, but there's all good, hardworking Italian boys, good hard workers. But they would show up in the club, and then they would get rowdy. And Sam's niece is the barmaid, and she can't control them. But right next door to the club, there was a property, and they had it they had wherever they had cameras or something, but there's a signal or something that she could give them, like, and then within 2 minutes, you're gonna have two monsters at the back door, and they're gonna drag out whoever's in there causing trouble. So that place was secured like Fort Knox. Number one, it's a business establishment, and you got to run business nice. Friday night, Saturday night, there's people have a respectable business. And number two, there's a ton of money in a secret compartment in there, And so at any minute, whenever the call, I had two pairs of numbers. I was given two pair of emergency phone numbers, no matter where I was. Two pair of emergency phone numbers that I remembered on the top of my head. But their uh, their response time, I had to go to a payphone one time because some smart guy took the phone. There wasn't cell phones. Sam's niece was gonna make a call to one of them guys, and they grabbed the phone, and she looked at me, and she just said, "You know the numbers, Jojo." And there was a payphone. I just went down there, bam, 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 and the kids on the block are getting, the new kids on the block, just speaking code anyways. The new kids on the block are they're dancing the wrong dance, and the reaction time, by the time, which was 20 yards from the club, by the time I hung up the phone, I would walk in, they would walk in, maybe 263, 280. They walk in, and they clean up house. They clean up house. They clean up house. Because and then sometimes you'd get people that owed money from gambling. They'd sit in there and get drunk. And at the beginning, they'd be all nice. I'd be in the kitchen. They'd walk by, "Hey, how's it going? How's it going?" And then after 4 drinks, they'd come back there and look and go, "Oh, and they'd talk smack. They'd talk smack. I'd say, "Well, when one of those guys come here, you could tell them." Yeah. Yeah. I'm a punk. Yeah. But when the guy you're hollering about, when he comes in, you could tell him that. And then, like on a Bronx Tale, well, now you can't leave. That's all. Like, you remember the bikers were doing all that crazy stuff? Well, that's just like, now you can't leave. That's it. Now you can't leave, tough guys. And I would just go back outside. I'd go outside and smoke a cigarette, and they wouldn't bust up the bar. This, like, removal team, they wouldn't bust up the bar. They would grab them. Now I'm talking the scums that are causing trouble. They might be 6'1", 6'2", 220, but the removal team is 6'5", 280, 290, all muscle, and they scoop them up and then whatever, remove them. They got a chance to be on their way. But if they want to if they want to rock and roll, if they want to refuse, because they don't care when they're drunk. So if they want to refuse, then drag them, get them to the side of the club, and just pound them out, and that's that. And then some of these guys, they could get pounded out, right? They could get pounded out, and then after the smoke clears, after their jaws are all wired, and after their skull fractures are all healed, and after they got their new false teeth, and then a family like an older Italian had come in and asked me, "What happened, Joey? What happened? What happened?" I don't know. Your son's a bad actor. He come in this club, you know, talking smack. They're talking smack. What do you think happened? Slap your boy around. Discipline him. Discipline him. This guy's been around. The father's been around. But sometimes these kids, they get drunk, and then they want to be tough. They think they're tougher than gangsters. You know, they want to they get that they get macho, they get bravado, but they're big boys. I mean, they just can't. I mean, I'm sure them dudes could win a lot of regular street fights, but you got these monsters that you could punch them. You could punch these goons, these monsters. You could try to smash them as hard as you. They used to do a lot of crazy stuff, not those two in particular, but there was another guy. He was like Lurch from the Addams Family. He was like Bull from Night Court. They're monsters. And he used to come back and he used to grab stuff on. Well, Sam let him have. I don't know what his relationship was to Sam. And he would grab food or whatever, and I would and munch out. He'd come back and talk. And he'd say, "Let me look at your hands." I said, "Well, I'm 6'1". I don't have big hands. I don't have big fists." And he was like, "Punch me in the face. See if you can hurt me." I'm like, "I don't want to punch you in your face. You want? I might hurt. I might break my knuckles or something." Yeah, he would say, "Punch me in the face. Come on." Well, for 20, I'll punch you. You know, but nah, you know, they're goons. They think along those terms. Yeah. So he had a real good emergency response team, the ERT, I call it, the emergency response team. Sir Drums, I'm sorry, Sir Drums, for 20. Yeah, for 20 house match. Sir Drums, you don't miss nothing. Sir Drums. I know, bro. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Sorry, Sir Drums. For 20. Then they'd be like, "Don't be a punk. Punch me. Don't be a punk." And I'm like, "I want my mommy. Well, I don't want to punch. What the heck? You get caught up with these crazy guys, and sometimes a lot of just crazy, goofy things would go on in their mind." It's like, oh man, punch me in my face. Yeah. Some of them guys, I don't know why would they think that would be something like, you know. Well, some of these guys, like, a lot, these guys, you see, let me tell you something. A lot of these Italian dudes in these mafia crews, my godfather could have played pro sports. My godfather, who was an enforcer, he could have he was recruited to Alabama, Penn State. He could have played linebacker, very athletic. He could have college scholarship for sports, and he probably could have went pro. He probably could have went pro. Yeah. Mm. He was all set up with a scholarship, and his roommate was one of the Hall of Famers that was on the Green Bay Packers. I can't remember their name because I got brain damage. But these guys were athletic and they were in shape. And they just went different ways. They just went, you know, they just went, yeah. They made me box the one time. They made me box a guy because they had all these guys had boxing gloves in the trunk of their car, if they had, boxing gloves. And so I used to have quick lightning, I used to have fast reflexes, and you know, we were talking smack once or twice. I says, yeah, but I'm real fast. And so they were like, two of the guys were boxing in the back, and Sam didn't like it. Wow, you gonna have guys boxing back there? But it was an off day, like maybe a Sunday or something. And they're talking smack about box or whatever. So they were gonna have like 2 minute round or something like that. And they're smashing each other. So then they stop and they said, well, okay, Jojo, go do it. That I says, what are you gonna get mad? If I smash him in the face, he's gonna get mad. He's gonna get mad. You know, he's gonna try to body punch me. I'm thin. I'm 6'2" at the time. I'm 6'2", 165 pounds. I'm 6'2", 165 pounds. He's gonna give me a body blow in my freaking he's gonna give me a liver shot, and that's gonna be the end. Oh wow. So yeah, they're at some of them, they had uh hands like a guy say, now I'm 6'1" or whatever, 6'2", and look, freaking, where's my manicure, like what, some of these guys, they had hands like catcher's mitts. Just, it was like this. Anthony Vigil. Yeah. Sir Drums, you had to box as a kid. When we were little, me and my brothers, we had we had boxing gloves in the basement. Me and my two brothers. But you kind of got to go by your weight class. But a couple of the guys would edge me on and go, "Yeah, Jojo, you're real fast." But I dotted the guy, I dotted the guy pretty good, and he tackled me. He tackled me, which I knew was going to happen. You know, mob boxing gone wrong. Damon Walker, you had a boxing gym right across the street. Me, I picked a good subject, huh? I picked a good subject we could talk about. Wow. Yeah. They boxing boxing gone wrong. Yeah, then the guy tackled me. What the heck? I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen. Because, back then you used to watch Muhammad Ali, so I thought I could have just like one move. I thought, one move, bob down, and then this move I had. I don't know. But I stung him. I stung him, and the other guys were laughing, and that was insulting to him. These guys are psychopaths. These guys are psychos. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And he tackled me, and he took the gloves off, and then but then they got it, they got him off of me. They got him off of me. And then Sam's niece came out and said, I'm telling you, enough. And I had abrasions on my face and everything. I had geez, I thought we're friends. There ain't no friends. You got no friends over there. There ain't no friends. Mm-mm. Yeah, they got freaking Mike Francis said he poured Angelo a crooked glass of wine. Sorry, Joe. How you been, Brett? How you been, man? There was no friends. Oh, there was no. I mean, you get along. See, you gamble together, you eat together, you go to the racetrack, and then you think you're buddies, and then and then the guy's pounding your face in. Like you think you're friends, like your friends from first grade, and then you're not. You're not. These are like bipolar. Oh, it's yeah. Well, the Bills. I'm over that, Brett. Since wide right, since Scott Norwood, wide right, and the NFL is turned into a political fruity pie. It ain't the same NFL as I'm older. It's not the same NFL. Brett, go check out the Crime Spot over there. I know I don't have a lot of viewers, but he shows landmarks of all the stuff over there. You know. Well, what about they had one ref walking one side, the other ref. What do they call in NFL? Is it what it was? It's a queen game, Anthony Vigil. It's a queen thing. Wear your fruity pie, and then it's got all that political woke garbage in the end zones. I don't care what happens. Let them all rot on the vine. It's the same thing they did to the NBA. The NBA, they destroyed the sports as we've known it. The NFL, they destroyed, politicized it, and now you can't even look at a quarterback without getting a penalty. The NBA is just a freak show. Let them all rot. I told you, folks, the NFL was rigged way back. Told you it was rigged. It become the WWF. What did I tell you? Oh, that truth turned crazy. Joe Rifkin, where it started. New York Crime Spot. Just rewatched some great vids last night of yours. Joel Rifkin, where it started. Yeah, he gets in the trenches and stuff. He gets in the trenches. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. The WWNFL Philly, Bob. Anthony Vigil. Well, since the gambling apps came, outfits really bad now. I think, yeah. Like the old timers used to say, any operation where you're dealing with tons and tons of money, corruption will soon follow. That's just an easy statement to make. Corruption will follow. That's just the way it is. Corruption can follow, extortion can follow, all kinds of other maladaptive, crazy stuff, Sam, the old man, he knows that these guys in the crews owe a ton of money. They're desperate, and sooner or later they're gonna try to freaking have a mutiny, and maybe. I'm surprised he didn't get kidnapped. I'm surprised he didn't get kidnapped. I'm surprised he didn't get kidnapped and held somewhere and says, like, tell us where the money is. Tell us where the money is, old man. I'm surprised that didn't happen. But there was already, like I just stated earlier in the video, that it was already maybe common knowledge among the crew that if something happens to him, the money's already paid. The money's already paid. The just in case money for a hit is already paid to smash everybody. To smash everybody, I guess, allegedly, Sir Drums, I witnessed the 1991 New York City subway crash. New York spot. Would you ever consider covering that? Wow, that's a good one. That's good juice right there, Sir Drums. Man, that would be interesting. That would be interesting, that subway thing. You know what else you can do? Just not mafia related stuff, Brett. Just other geographical areas, because there's so much history of events that happened in New York City. Go document that, and give me 10% of the action for that consultant fee. Oh, forgive me, folks. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. Francis, you snuck in the back door here. The wonderful and lovely Francis Frenciotti. I had some things. Yeah, so, like on the good, the bad, and the ugly, where a guy was going to get smashed. And then on his last breaths, he would pay money and say, well, I know you're gonna smash me, but there's money in the drawer there. Take that money and go get somebody else and hold true to it, just like Blondie, or just like Angel Eyes, just like Angel Eyes. Yeah. Damon Walker. I appreciate you guys coming in here. The channel's going up. I was frozen and censored and every Tuco and all them. Yeah. Tuco, Blondie, Angel Eyes. Yeah. What a classic. Yeah. And the music, uh, um, the from that the conductor for that music, the what do they call the music of the movie? Man, I'm getting senile. You know, the music of a movie. It's impeccable. It's impeccable. You know, impeccable. Especially when it was the last stand. So, what's up, Sam Ford, South Jersey? Welcome. Jump in. The water's fine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That plane crash, man. Plane crash, Philadelphia hits by mail air, but I think it's really apartments next to it. Wow. Yeah. What's the soundtrack? Oh, the soundtrack. Thank you, man. The soundtrack. Thank you. It was all Italian production. It was all Italian production of that. Yeah. Welcome, welcome, Sam Ford, South Jersey. Yeah, I was just talking about when you got bad actors. Yeah, it got cold in here. This is yeah, the composer. Yeah, the music composer, Damon Walker knows. This is for warmth. This is for warmth, not for showing. Look what I got under it. Thank you, Anthony. Remember, uh-huh. Hey, Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand? I'm going down to kill my, I caught her messing around, The good old late, great Jimmy, you know. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm about to sell it for like $10. Jeez, money. I'm going to have a liquidation sale over here. The Bidenomics were rough. Mm. Yeah. Let me refresh. Oh, I want to tell you, I was talking to a buddy of mine. You got to catch me on Facebook. I'll send you the book. It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon. It's $8 or whatever. You give me 100 for. I'll give you yeah, Jimi Hendrix. Okay, don't tell, please. Let me refresh my coffee. I want to state something that I want to stress something. Just hold on 1 second. All right. Sorry about that. I don't have a production. I don't have editing. I don't have production and all that kind of stuff. What the hell, Just little old me. I'm not like Joey Merlino. Well, I'll tell you a story. Send me $20 in the super chat and I'll finish a story. You got to pay for stories. And all them guys are already wealthy. Look at Dom Sakali. He's going to be your wellness instructor. He's going to be your stock market consultant. Well, God bless him. He's got a right to make money, but all they do is 90% of selling, and I give you guys a million stories for nothing because I enjoy it. But there's a way, there's Cash App and Super Chat, but I'm just saying, them bums are already wealthy. And poor Dom Sakali, I like Dom, but it's like he got the hair plugs. Remember the Jim Carrey movie where the guy got the hair plugs, and that was Cable Guy, the Cable Guy, the guy. So Dom Sakali, he got the hair implants, and Dom Sakali got eyebrow implants. How vain is this guy? How vain is he? I like him though. This is Mob Tube, but in the real world, he'd be all right. But all these guys do is sell. They got money buried everywhere, alleged, and they're just selling. How about telling some stories? Oh, this is what I wanted to state also. This is what I wanted to state also about the bananas family. The bananas family. Now, Dom, of course, it's safe to say, a rough, treacherous guy. A rough, treacherous guy. He talks smack about this Mike Washwoman Mancuso. Now, I knew Mancusos that were class acts. Mancuso. It's a class name. But this Washwoman Mama Luke, I saw a picture of him when he was younger. These banana freaks, they couldn't carry the coffee in an old school Colombo mob club. They couldn't carry the coffee. And then and that washwoman, whatever, that Mama Luke freak. Now, I don't want to say anything about being fruity pies. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But I think these guys had a lot of fruit in their coffee. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That generation is so far removed from my generation, and this freak show that you see out there called Mob Tube. It's a freak show. It's Rat Tube. All your mob channels are rats, except Joey Merlino and the freaks. So Exhibit A. Look at them. Look at how they interact. You're supposed to run a wealth. You're supposed to run a fine-tuned operation when you got all these bad actors go look up Mike Mancuso. Look up. See if you could find a picture. See if you could find an older picture. The guy looked so perved out. Who are they dealing with? I thought the Bananos were a higher class. In my generation, they were, but 2 generations removed. Wow, what a freak show! Just like Michael the Eternity, Anthony Vigil. A lot of them guys said to be higher ups. I don't want to say boss, but who knows why people pay to sit with them? I don't know. It's all MobTube right now is just theatrics. Sell what you can sell. Well, of course, these guys know how to hustle a dollar. Of course, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Of course, they know how to hustle a dollar. But they're such a bad reflection on the historical mob. And Mike Francis, you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to talk any smack about you, bro. But you were an accountant. You're an accountant, not a shot caller. You're an accountant. You're trying to make movies in Florida. Remember, we talked about that. You're trying to production. He was an accountant. That's all. So they had too many banana splits, Damon. So what you see on MobTube is just a small microcosm of what it was truly the flavor. Now that's where this is the smallest channel on planet Earth, but I try to tell you stories, intimate stories, peel the layers, and just try to show some of the emotionality, different behaviors, different happiness, different stress, different violent or stuff like, just to try to be more personable in that aspect. to try to paint another different picture. But generationally speaking, from the 40s, 50s, 60s, your traditional mafia. The 60s, 70s, and the 80s, your traditional mafia. Then the 90s and post 2000s, it's a circus. Well, that's because of the RICO Act, the truth serum. Don't take the oath. Don't take the oath. Well, that's because of don't join the club. Don't join. Don't join. You can't hang your hat on. Well, the RICO came in and Rudy Giuliani and all that. It's crazy. You can't just say then don't take the oath. Don't take the oath. Well, see, they started. What's up, Tupac? Thank you, bro. Some of the families, then when they have wars and soldiers, so if the books were closed, no new members. Okay, folks, it wasn't like some families just closed the books, so they couldn't build up their team. They couldn't build up their team, but some they open the books so they can make a lot more members and then have maybe a lot of soldiers, disposable soldiers that can just go do the dirty work. So everything was systematically fallen in all areas of the mob to all the way. It fell so far that you got mobsters that were rats doing channels on social media. I look at this from a different lens because I'm 61. I saw the real mob, and now I look at the secret. Here's the guys. Here's your YouTube MobTube heroes. Here's your Mike Francis. Here's your Dom Sicali. Here's Sammy. Here's your guys that took the oath. They took the oath so not only did they rat to the government, now they got YouTube channels. Your YouTube mob heroes, they're 2%. They're less than 1% of all the gangsters in all the 5 families. So MobTube and RatTube that people watch and subscribe to, that's less than 1% of the real dudes that were around these families, the real men, the real gangsters. The real gangsters aren't the rats. You're watching failed mobsters and rats that took an oath, and the RICO Act, and don't take the oath. Well, how many diapers you got to change? Yeah. How many times you got to change people's diapers? That's all. I don't know how to do that, Tupac. I don't know how to do that. Unblock. If he got blocked, he got blocked. He got blocked. So what you see is a very small percentage of all that. And all they do is want to sell you stories and go on Patreon and sell stock market portfolios and all that. Everybody's got a right to hustle, but geez, come on, you guys rat it. You owe stories. You owe stories. You want to go on social media, show your rat faces, and then everybody's got to get their credit card. Everybody's got to get their credit card out to hear a story. Barnum and Bailey Circus was right. There's a sucker born every day. And of course, these guys are hustlers and they're good at their craft. They made it very high. They made it to high positions in the mob. Dom Sicali, a wellness. Yeah, that's good for wellness and a good diet and all that. Can't you tell them for free, Dom, you ain't got enough money? You ain't got enough money. You're a stock market consultant. You're a wellness coach. You're what the hell? You're looking like a Mama Luke. These ain't. I don't care how tough your resume is, how tough your resume was in your mob life. It gets flushed down the toilet. Of course, he might be tough with his hands. Of course, he might be tough with his hands. But there's a lot of guys that are tough with their hands. Well, Dom Sakali could whoop somebody's ass, and he's a big, tough, strong guy. Yeah, they're a dime a dozen. They're a dime a dozen. What's on your mafia resume? What does your mafia resume say? Rat, rat, rat. You get out, you go on social media, and now you're a wellness coach. These old gangsters, these old bosses and captains are rolling in their graves. Not only do they rat, and then they urinate all over the historical mafia. They urinate all over it. They sell, sell, sell. They sell, 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 and then they don't even want to tell you a story. I've told you 9,000 stories for free. Once in a while, I get a super chat in here, or somebody wants to throw a bologna sandwich down my throat. My refrigerator is empty. Well, they says, Joe, go do the members only channel. Do the members, just if people got to donate to the members only. Well, I'm trying to build up subscribers and views. I don't want to freaking I don't want to put ostracize or say, I don't want to do that. Like, well, I could tell you the end of that story if you go to members only and you donate. I mean, I'm not a sellout. I'm not a sellout like that. I'll be fine. I'll survive, but I'm not going to sell out like that. Poor Joey Merlino, he's got snuff selling cars in a parking lot. They're selling watches, and then he'll start to tell a story, and it's, oh, well, go to Patreon. Really? My channel's going to keep growing. Because I rock and roll with the people, and I tell stories. I mean, yeah. I'm the hardest working guy on YouTube, Tupac. Leonetti. Where'd you get that name from, Leonetti? You use two good names, Tupac and Leonetti. Good name recognition. Good name recognition. So yeah, there you have it. Like yeah. Plotting to whack the mafia boss. Woo. See, the one thing about in that mob thing, like traditionally, maybe, I don't know, people perceive the mafia from, maybe they read books, maybe they saw a movie, so they only have a schema of knowledge about what they saw. So so if they were going to reply on it, it could only be based on that limited knowledge. So people think, well, Joe, your godfather was an enforcer, and why can't they just get a nickel and dime psycho soldier to go do the dirty work? Because people think that it is so easy to hit somebody. They think it's easy to hit somebody, and then if a hit goes wrong, the backlash and repercussion of it could be devastating. So these guys, these families, they got a ton of money, and they know there's a capable militant genius like my godfather. They know when they contract for that, it's done. That's done. So it ain't like somebody says, oh, you watch, oh, somebody got paid to do a hit. Yeah, and it's just all cut and dry. No, there's surveillance, there's, like, there's a lot that goes into that. It ain't like, well, hey, Tony, yeah, here's money. Go smash Alex. Okay, well, it ain't that easy. It ain't that easy. There's an art. There's an art to it. Yeah, there's an art to it. So it's far removed from Hollywood. It's so far removed from Hollywood. You know, I used to ask my godfather honestly, as an old man, I'd say, well, couldn't you just? He's like, Jojo, no, no. If I miss, they might come back at me. So there's more in play than Hollywood bullcrap, you know, which can emulate a lot of true flavor of it, but not all of it. So some people think that you just go out and yeah, and it's all done. There's a lot. They learned, like Barney Fife. That you got a Barney Fife. They give him one bullet. They give him one bullet for the they give him one bullet and then they botch it. No, they learned from that you got to have an expert. You got to have an expert. Some of these Italian dudes got out of the war, even Vietnam and stuff. They were weapons experts. They were trained in surveilling and sneaking in the shadows. That was like what was that? Maglio? Dominic Maglio? His name was out there. I think he was a militant from Vietnam. So if he's going to do a hit, it's a lot different, It's a lot different than some other guy. What's going on, Brittany? What's up? Haha. Long time no see. What's up, smoke alarm? Yeah. The NFL. You know what? We could flip it, flop it, but the Dominic from the Gemini. Yeah, Dominic from the Gemini. No, that Montiglio. Montiglio. You're close. We're both close, Joel. Yeah. What war was he in? Now you got guys like that. Yep. You got guys like that. You go do it to go do a job. Now, if they could navigate the Vietnam jungles, they could navigate the streets of New York. No, I know who you mean. I know who you mean, Joe. So they knew that was done. Now, say the old man knows there's a mutiny. There's a mutiny. He's hiding money. They want the money, and now he's gonna say, if anything happens to me, I'm gonna leave money so a guy could come back and take maybe four guys out. Because if there's one bad actor, they're all gonna pay the whole crew. Because he's leaving anyways. So I think it might have just been unspoken knowledge that if one of them screw up, then he's taking all their families out. He's taking everybody out, and the guy, you know, and he's leaving enough money. He's leaving enough money to finance that. He's leaving enough money. So if people got bright ideas about doing something, because I'm surprised he never got. I'm surprised he never got held hostage. I'm surprised he never got held hostage. But things were getting so bad, which my godfather told me 30 years later. Things were getting so bad that they're just going to shut that operation down. Shut the operation down before there's seven bodies laying around. Shut the operation down. Retire. Have the New York guys, the Brooklyn guys, set up gambling phones. Set up the phones for the gambling ring. Don't have all that over. This motley crew up here, and don't have that motley crew where it's all trouble. It's crumbling. All bad actors. And it's just like, no, you don't need all that. Those traditional days of that crew and all that was fizzling. All you need is a smart, some smart mathematicians. Some people know how to take the action, and then you don't need all that overkill of all that. Pete is like the only DeMeo guy who talks. Wow. Brittany, where you been? Still handsome as ever, sir. Well, hey, I resemble that remark. I'm just kidding, folks. I'm just kidding here. So, yeah, and these guys that came up from New York, uh, let's establish this, that the guys that come up from New York, Sam's fizzling out the operation, but they still want the customers. There's high there's there's high limit guys that are betting tons of money. So Sam will pass the baton to these other guys. Now these other guys don't have to be associated with a traditional mob family, okay? It doesn't have to be a historical mob family like the five families. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. No. So, and they could just run. And believe me, that somebody. So then somebody would say, "Oh, well, they don't have any security. They don't. They don't have any. Uh, they don't have any muscle." These guys, I call the shadow men. These guys, they could pick up the phone and have an army in 2 minutes. Yeah, they could pick up the phone and have an army. They don't need to be involved. They might do business elbow side to side with maybe laying off bats or something. They could have a rapport with one of those said five families, but they're not committed to any of that. They're like the Sicilians that come in and they do their business. Ain't nobody from the Bonanno or Genovese, ain't nobody gonna say, "Oh, you guys shouldn't be running those rackets over there." No, you don't see that in books. You don't see that on movies. You don't see that on MobTube. These rats on MobTube, they ain't gonna tell you that. They want to look tough. They want to look like they were. There were organizations and outfits that were more powerful. Number one, they were more militant. They were more powerful, and they had government. They had government and political connections. They weren't rats. They weren't rats, but the government and politicians always have their hands out. They always have their hands out. So we might see that there's five traditional mob families, but they're shadow fraternities. They're shadow fraternities that were college educated. They checked all the boxes. You see Magadino, and that Falzone. Yeah, the Buffalo crime family, and I don't mean to call them out, but the Tadaros, they have that good pizza, Lenova pizza, the Tadaros and everything. But they're trying to say, like, do those families exist? Why would Tadaro, Lenova, yeah, Lenova, that brand name, they're worth millions of dollars. Why do the people want to still say, like, the mafia is powerful today? What is their racket? What are they, loan sharking? What is today's mafia, loan sharking to degenerate gamblers? What's their racket? What's their racket? Go on DraftKings, go on FanDuel, go to the casino. You can gamble. What's their rackets? Prescription pills? What are the rackets? Today's mob. What's today's racket? Tadaro. I went to college with one of the grandsons. With one of the Tadaro's grandsons. And another guy, another name, last name, Caserta. Caserta. These guys, they're businessmen. What do you think? They're worth millions. They're removed from it. They're older. The guy tried to do a story, a good Buffalo reporter, a good Buffalo reporter, and they just want to breathe life into it because they got nothing else to write about. They don't have anything. They want to romanticize it, you know. They computers, maybe Wall Street, went to school with Tadaro, 3rd Lancaster. Yeah, Tadaro. Tupac, they were in Kenmore. You know where Kenmore, New York is too. You know where Kenmore is in Tonawanda. They were there too. Good looking, smart, bright. Good looking, smart guys. Smart guys. That Lenova and all them. So the reporters want to ask questions. Does the mob still exist? So they can get sensationalism on it. What my argument is, what are their rackets? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what are their rackets? What are they? The government's running the rackets. Well, they could still have, they're still an active boss for the Lucchese family. They're still an active boss for these families in New York. Anybody can have a hierarchy of people sitting around an old mob club and say it's still an active mafioso. What's their hustle? Who they loan sharking to if that's a hustle? Who they loan sharking to? What are they gonna do? Trust a guy with 10,000? What are they gonna trust a guy to loan a guy 10,000? What are they gonna trust a guy to loan shark? What is that? What is that? Yeah, drugs. Drugs. But guess what? They got crooked doctors out there, and you could get opiates from a doctor. Well, okay, cocaine and heroin. There's street gangs that are running that. There's street gangs all over. And the Mexicans and the Puerto Ricans and the blacks. What's the mafia gonna do? Go down to the block and say, don't sell that coke down there, don't sell that crack down there. The Crips and the Bloods and these other gangs out there, they don't care about somebody being. I'm from the Bonanno family. Don't sell your cocaine over there. Don't sell your crack over there. They're gonna smash you out on the spot. They're gonna smash you out on the spot. I'm the captain of the Bonanno family. That's going to be our block. They try to do that in Harlem. You know, Mecca Auto. Mecca, he's got a channel now, but he did 25 years in prison. He's got a channel, Mecca Auto. He was the first one that came out. He was selling all that crack and cocaine back then. He didn't ask the mafia to sell it there. He didn't ask the mob. Some of those guys, like Harlem and everything like that, they could maybe coexist and maybe business wise do things in tandem, but ain't nobody gonna go down there and say, yeah, we're thinking about it, or shake them down saying, oh, this is our turf. No, no. So you just got regular people. You got regular people down there that are doing hustling, whatever they're hustling, and it's just street. It's just for the street. It's just for the street. That's just street hustle. It's street hustle. There's no captain or some boss saying, "Oh, Tommy, go down over there on 43rd and 11th and go tell that guy on the corner to stop selling his dope." Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Smoke alarm. Smoke alarm says it's ironic how the old bosses never allowed selling drugs, but they do it now. They do it in a heartbeat. Mike Francis said they didn't sell drugs. Mike Francis, I was there. The Colombo family sold more cocaine and drugs than the CVS pharmacy. The Colombo family sold more drugs than CVS pharmacy. Cocaine. I was at the club when these guys come in from third world country by mistake, though. But yeah, they got the tattoos right here for their cartel gang. They got the cartel. They got tattoos here, like a sickle and a whatever. They got yeah, and they're moving kilos. But that was a mistake that they came to that geographical location. There was miscommunication. I happened to be there by accident, but the guy had to go stay. So that's another story. But they sold more cocaine than the sea. They sold more drugs, more cocaine than heroin, more cocaine than heroin. Mhm. More cocaine than heroin. Yeah. Joe DiMaggio's. Those guys. Yeah. Joe Stagnaro. Vivian. How you doing, Vivian? Anthony Vigil. Yeah. Well, see, it was just a matter of greed because you got the bosses and the captains and the capos and all that. They're trying to run a tight ship, so to speak. Then you got the underlings that are running around and they're doing drugs and they're doing side hustles because they owe money. So they just try to keep it on the hush and don't let the captain know. Don't let this guy know. So because they're just trying to do side hustles. They're just trying to do side hustles. But sometimes they don't realize the connection that they're doing the side hustle with also is friends with one of the bosses or captains. And then when they narc you out to the boss or the captain, which they might or they might not, and they say, "Yeah, your boy Jimmy's over here. He just come over and took some weight off of me and this and that." So I don't know why Mike Francis started doing his channel at first and started saying the mob didn't sell any. Well, there was a personal there was problems in his family with let's just I'm not gonna speak on that because that's tough. That's just a tough situation. Yeah. And he know for a fact, he knows for a fact that it was prevalent. He knows for a fact. Um, yeah, he's talking about violent crimes, violent whacks and smashes, but we're so moralistically sound that we don't sell drugs. Well, we'll smash somebody and we'll do violence and other things on people, but not the Colombo family. We got prestige. We never dabbled in drugs. Really? So hitting somebody is less than selling drugs. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go, folks. It's got a nice Sauvignon from the vineyards of southern France. It's got a nice, yeah. It's got a nice bouquet. On Tupac. But Mike has got Mob Movie Monday night. Now poor Mike is turned into a movie critic. So he just did his review on A Bronx Tale and some other thing out there. The poor guy, he ain't got any stories, and he's a movie critic now. Mob Movie Monday. And well, let him do his thing. Let him do his thing. Tell some stories. Why? Why? I got a story. I got a story. You speed rat it in front of the Senate committee. There's a story you want to talk about? He speed rat it. Yeah, he gave up everybody but the janitor. There's a story. Forget about A Bronx Tale and Mob Movie Monday. Forget about that. It's supposed to be Mob Tube, whatever, I don't want to get on him. God bless him and everything. God bless him. God bless him. It's tough. That life is tough, But don't join. Don't join. Don't join. That's all. I didn't get made. If I would have my godfather told me, if you get made, I'm gonna smack. Well, they knew because my godfather put the word, he put it out. Whoever's gonna try to convince JoJo to get made, they're not gonna make it. They're not gonna make it. So that was mm, mm, that's it. Uh-uh. Run around, try to hustle, make what you can. But when I tell you, you got to stop, JoJo, that's it. You got to stop. You got to stop. I was robbing them guys half the time they got drunk, anyways. I didn't care. They were such cheapskates. They owed so much money, and then they're trying to be cheap with me when I'm driving them around all over the place. Don't get drunk. Don't get drunk. And then they show off counting the money. They're counting the money in front of me. And at the end of the night, they're going to throw me a $40 bill for all my troubles of sitting outside of strip joints and women's houses all night long. And then at the end of the night, they go, here's a $40 bill. Really, Billy? Get drunk. The next time you get drunk in my car, I didn't say it, of course, but they knew I got in trouble 2 or 3 times. But rolling drunks. Yeah. Yeah. When you wake up, you're going to be in your socks and underwear in front of some Jezebel's apartment. What happened? I don't know. I think your Jezebel girlfriend robbed you. I don't know. But not to put heat on somebody else like that. Chislers. Disgraziadas. Oh. Yeah, Tupac, I just made 3 cents off of that commercial. So there's the Cash App, there's the Snapchat, there's the whatever the hell it is. There's the Super Chat. Get the fish hooks out of your pockets. I'm the hardest working YouTuber. I tell stories. I do an hour and 30 minutes. There's 11 stories in there. Get your credit cards out and watch Mike Francis and Dom Sicali and Joey Merlino. Get your credit cards out. I'm going to start doing members only. There's going to be a cover charge. It's going to be $20 to get in, but nobody would do it anyways. So you got to just hang with the people, which I don't mind. Stuck at the VFW. Shooting pool. Yeah. Every VFW has a bartender named Sal. Every VFW. Sal the bartender. Sal. Oh, honey, look at our newborn baby. Well, what do you think he'll be when he grows up, honey? Well, I think I want him to be a bartender. Let's name him Sal. All right. So there you have it. Be a fisherman. Yeah, Judy. Hmm. Well, good success in the military, smoke alarm. Good success in the military. My brothers went in the military. I'm from a military family. Yeah. Yeah, remember that show, the old classic Mutiny on the Bounty? Well, these guys were trying to have a mutiny on Sam the Old Man. They're trying to have a mutiny. They used to say, yeah, what do you think the old man? I said, I don't know. How would I ever know where he's got, I, you know. But every time I hung out with them guys and drove them around, the old man always said, tell me everything that was uttered. Tell me everything that was uttered. And I used to. Well, the guy was asking, maybe you might have some money sitting around here, Sam. Maybe you might have some money buried in the walls or whatever. Really, Jojo? Well, you told me to tell you everything that they say. Okay. Good job. Because sometimes you catch the dog, sometimes the dog catches you. You have a sales bar near me. Oh, yeah. Yup. Fazzy. So yeah, it's the Friday night blowout. Another marathon, folks. Hour. What did I do that other time? 3 hours? Wow, how crazy. 3 hours. What am I, nuts? Be different if I got some damn donations. What the hell? Communist that you are? Help a guy out. What do you think? It's easy? You think a guy could get up here in front of a camera and just make it look easy? Thanks, Tupac. Leonetti. I always like that name, Leonetti. Think it's easy? The French Foreign Legion. Yeah. What else we got going on here? What do we got? Got a very colorful chat. We always have a very yeah. This is my niche, Brittany. And when this takes off, when it takes off, that's that. You know, once it goes, it goes. That's all. Mm. You go to bed, you say, thank you, God. Thank you, angels, for protecting me. And, don't forget that there's a spiritual aspect. So I'm not going to preach any sermons or anything, but, in the real world, everybody's got their life. They want to prosper, and they want to rise up their minds. They want to rise up their thinking. They want happiness. They want to rise up uh uh their finances and things like that. So okay, thanks, man. Thank you, Tupac. Thank you, man. Thanks for joining in. Thank you for participating. This is a community show. That's all. But we got to pay the light bill sooner or later. We're gonna have to pay the light bill and the electric bill sooner or later. You know. Look, see, yeah. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. They say a cat's got 9 lives. I had 11 lives. I've had divine intervention a lot of times. I had a lot of divine intervention and things like that. You're talking about real estate and 5 homes and 6 homes. Where's my super chat while you're over there counting your money, honey? Where's my super chat while you're counting those millions over there? Now you want to brag about how much money you got. You count your money in front of me when I'm over here eating bologna. What do you think? You're cute, Vivian? You count him. Don't don't fall asleep around me. Don't fall asleep around me. You'll be a little lighter in the morning. Break that bread, Brittany. Yeah, you can get your press pass now, Joe. Francis. Oh wow. You guys think it's easy? You think it's easy? Get up here, old man, get up here. Here we are now, entertain us. What do you think? I'm Kurt Cobain? Nirvana? What do you think? Hmm? No, fam. You're fine with me, Vivian. You're fine with me. Uh-huh. Uh, yeah, 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 yeah. You're just rented. Now here comes your violin. When you pull, like if I pull my violin out, I'm broke. I'm broke. And then you tell a down on your luck story. The person that's listening to you, he'll trump your depressing story. you know, I you know, then they'll come with a story worse than yours. You're trying to get them, and then they'll come with something 6 times more depressing while they got a ton of assets and money. While they got a ton of assets and money, they'll try to beat your boohoo story. They'll try to beat your boohoo story. Yeah. One minute they're flashing all their money, and then the next minute, and then it's like, oh no, well, I got to do this, I got to pay. Oh, I didn't know. No, well, I just thought you were the king of the world. I thought you were the king of the world, and but now all of a sudden it's oh no, my wife said no, your wife's a little funny. Nah, you're a little funny, Billy. You're a little funny. They're going from being show offs, and then they're going to be henpecked. Well, my wife. Right, no, 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 no. Your wife's not a little funny. You're a little funny, Billy. You're a little funny. Don't blame it on your wife. Don't blame it on your wife. Don't blame it on that Jezebel you call your wife. That's all. Don't. Jezebels. I use biblical terms since I showed the picture. I like to use the biblical term Jezebel. It sounds a lot better than hoe. Yeah, she was a hoe. Yeah, she was a Jezebel. Yeah, Jezebel. Brittany, classy. I'm a storyteller. I'm a comedian. Sometimes I give you the weather. Holy cow. Yeah, the Jezebel spirit. Yeah, it's the Jezebel spirit. See, all these maladaptive things that we talk about in everyday life and stuff, there's a spirit behind it. Spirit. Why do you think they called alcohol wine and spirits? Because there's a spirit of alcohol and not being in your right mind. There's a spirit of anger. There's a spirit of addiction. There's a spirit behind it. So you can't beat addiction until you beat it's spiritual warfare. It's spiritual warfare that you are actually fighting. Well, why do I think this and I know it's bad? Why do I do this? I know it's bad. Because they have control of your thinking mechanism. They have control. Where do you get a thought in your mind? How's a thought come in your mind and then you could act on it or not act on it? There's an angel on one shoulder and there's a demon on the other shoulder. I have a thought. Well, I know that's a bad thought. I know that's self-destructive. I knew I was highly educated and I was running around doing things, but the spirit of greed was like, yeah, I can make a couple dollars, and it throws all logic out the window. It's like the 7 deadly sins. So those spirits are strong. Those spirits are why people do crazy stuff as human beings. So you get it all here, folks. Anything you want to know how to plant a garden? I know you. Let's do some gardening. Let's do a half hour on gardening. What do you want to know how to garden? You want to know how to bake a cake? Sir Drums. Sir Drums. We are spirits in the material. The police. My man, Sir Drums. Sir Drums. Move up to the front, Sir Drums. Get over here, Sir Drums. We're spirits in the material world. We're flesh. We're fighting the principalities. Can you say Jesus in your heart? Can you say Jesus? You just put one hand in your pocketbook and one hand up to God, and I will save you. Get your credit card out. Can you say Jesus in your heart? I'm going to get you a one-way ticket to heaven. Just put one hand on your heart and one hand on your wallet, and I'll get you a one-way ticket to heaven. Can you say Jesus in your heart? Ernest Ainsley. I'll sell you a one-way ticket to heaven. Oh, wow. 1 hour and 40 minutes. Holy cow, folks. I'm getting tired. Holy cow. You think it's easy? We're rising up. Come on. This is, how Mike Francis got the Church of Mike? This is the Church of JoJo. This is the Church of JoJo. You want me to interpret some scriptures from the Bible? Maybe I could get some donations. You know, you want to look at some Proverbs? Let's break out some Proverbs. Maybe I could get a couple donations here. Proverbs. Let's see. Let's look at, just hit the share, like, and notification and all that. And I trust in God wherever He saved my life. That angel saved my life. So whatever God's plan is good enough for me. We live in this realm of time. We live in our own time, and we want instant gratification. But don't get frustrated if it's not in God's time. If it's not, if it's not in God's time. So we pray for things and we meditate on things and we want instant results. But keep the faith. I'll tell you something, folks. I got censored on here for 18 months. I'll tell you a story. That's all I do anyways. I got censored. They took my ability away to get subscribers, okay? Boo-hoo, boo-hoo. You all heard that song and dance, right? Not once did I pray. I would pray. Not once did I pray to God, God, please start my YouTube channel back up. Please let them loosen my channel up so I can build again. Because my subscriber number was stuck on the same number. My subscriber number was stuck on the same number for 18 months. And I went to bed and I started thinking, I pray my family, I pray for a better world. Kids are starving all over the world. I pray, God, for a better world. And it's a fallen world we live in. And I pray for that types of things. And I thought, I haven't never prayed for my channel. I never prayed for my channel. Not once. Not once. I never prayed for my channel. Please, God, let them open up my channel again. And I prayed. The next day, I looked at my subscriber count. Now, this is after looking at my subscriber count for almost 2 years of looking at my subscriber count. It was always stuck on that same number, whatever the hell it was. The next day, I had 4 more subscribers. What? I should have prayed a lot sooner. I should have prayed a lot sooner. Thank you, Francis. Thank you. So I prayed one time and I'm a Christian. How blinded could I be? That should have been so easy. Please, God, let my channel get turned on again. In 24 hours after one prayer, my channel was on for subscribers again. I did 500 videos. I took it on the chin, but then my ticker was on again. I'm just saying. So there you have it. Yeah. So I figured I've been through this so long, and now that my channel's on, I'll just keep the train going, and wherever it goes, I defeated the whole medical, when it counted for miracles, when it counted in the moment of truth that I could still be living, when I was on life support and supposed to be a vegetable, or I was dodging bullets, not with the mob. I was running crazy in the streets too. I was chasing drugs. And I got divine intervention many times. So I want that score. I want that miracle. The ability to still be alive. I'd rather be broke and alive So give me that blessing. I'd rather just let me be alive. I can rise my channel up in the future, and I enjoy it anyways. So it's a win-win situation. It's a win-win situation. Whether I live in a cave or in a mansion, whether I have a car or not. Well, I don't have a mansion and I don't have a car, but I'm living. I'm living. I'm living. So I got a shot. Just let me live. That's all. Just let me live. I know a lot of wealthy people that got smashed out. I know a lot of wealthy people that would change places. They would change places and say, well, you're living a fast life, you're living large, you're rocking and rolling, but you're a shooting star. You're just a shooting star. And then poof, it's gone. Bad company, Sir Drums, bad company. Are you there, Sir Drums? Bad company. Shooting star. Boom. There it is. Bright. Yeah. Boom. And it's gone. Well, yeah. So I'll even preach. You guys got me preaching sermons over here. Yes, Vivian. Yeah. Thank you, Vivian. So yeah, I've studied all religion. Oh, there you go. Bad company. Johnny was a young boy, died. Don't you know? Yeah, that was a good Bad Company song back in the day. Thank you, Sir Drums. I like it. I like when everybody comes in here. But I like I like music. I like music. I think me and Sir Drums did a 7-hour marathon one time. Sir Drums, did you see it? I wore it for you, buddy. Sir Drums. I like enjoying. There's monetary value to a lot of things, but I'm an old man. I like socializing. People get older and everything. All my friends passed away. My friends have passed away. During the day, I could call up a friend. How you do it? We could talk about anything. There's nobody around anymore. There's nobody around. We get older. My world don't look like it looked 25 years ago when friends are all running around and yeah. Sir Drums, I wrote for you. So I get to socialize, have fun in here and stuff like that. So that's rewarding. That's rewarding to me. Francis, she always comes in. I got new people that come in. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I'm not a mobster tough guy and all that. All the tough guys, they didn't make it. They didn't make it. This is like, this shirt is like 40 years old. Yeah. So yeah. What else we got tonight? Did I leave anything out in this 2-hour video? Did I leave out how to braid hair or how to tie a tie? Did I leave anything out? I need a co-host, Francis. Maybe the Sophia Loren type. I need a co-host here. Hello, how are you? You done your hair real nice tonight, honey. Wow, what a lovely dress you got on. Valley's a Phoenix and Cali. Just watch. You're just meandering around like Kung Fu and Grasshopper. Yeah. Oh, wow. Where did man, I even need a new prescription for my glasses. Holy cow. I'm blind. Where do I sign up? Where? Oh, yeah. You want to do a show? Well, my people live a million miles away, but I would welcome somebody to come on, answer questions. Geez, we could be like freaking Regis Philbin and Kathy Lee Gifford. Hey, I might get a network. I might get a network offer. Jeez. No, Vivian. Real cute, Vivian. Yeah. Mm. Real cute. Let me get a smart, attractive co-host here. Next time you see me, I'll be doing network TV, folks. They'll be like, damn, that's the truth serum. His prayers were answered. He was right after all. He was right. He knew. Who is that guy? I'm not from this planet. Okay? I'm not from this realm. Okay? So yeah. Well, that would be nice. Educated, of course, educated, intellectual, and things like that. And spice it up. Maybe it'd be nice to have a buffer so I could take a break for a couple minutes and have a sip of coffee while my co-host entertains. You know, yeah. What is that perfume? What's that perfume you're wearing tonight? Huh? Oh, I got it from J.C. Penney, Joe. Wow. Do you like it, Joe? Well, yeah, it smells good. Mm-hmm. What's it called, honey? What's it called? Oh, it's called Come to Me. Does it smell like Come to You? Oh, I don't know. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know. I don't know. What's it called? It's called Come to Me. Oh, it smells lovely. We got a show to do, okay? We got a show to do. So put your wig back on and put your lipstick back on and get over here. We got a show to do. I can't do these 3-hour marathons anymore. I can't do this. I'm getting too old. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brittany, you want to come out and co-host a show with me? All right. Even though your picture looks like Marilyn Monroe a little bit. Let me stop. Let me stop. Philly Bob, yeah, what do you got to do? You got to have a little fun. You got to have fun. You got to laugh. If you laugh, it's good for your health. Medically speaking, you get everything here. Dom Sicali's got a wellness plan for you. How about this, Dom? Eat less calories and exercise. Okay? Put your credit cards away, folks. Eat less, exercise more. This isn't rocket science, okay? Wow. Now one of these families crumbled. Mm. Yeah. Well, you got to fly on out. You're going to have to get on one of those flights. I hope they got some good air traffic controllers out there because we just know what happened the other day. God rest and God bless all those victims, But, I called that. I don't trust all these DEI hires that are out there in important positions. I said that. I said that. Now, I don't know this one particular incident, but 60 something killed smoke alarms. 67. God rest their souls. God rest their souls. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's sad, What are you gonna do? That's why you can't take time for granted. The day I died, I didn't know I was gonna die. I got up, I was doing freaking drugs, and I got up. I didn't know I was gonna die that day. You don't know. Boom. Party over, out of time. Mm, yeah. So yeah, we're not going to get into the political aspect of all the. But Donald Trump said, "Nah, It's merit. I don't care what your race is, what your gender is. If you're competent and you're smart and you're very knowledgeable on your job, you'll get hired. But we're not putting tokens in. We're not going to reach quotas. And by the way, all those Biden federal employees, If there's any left, you got to go back to your work. You physically got to go to your job. If there's any left. If there's any left of the old Biden regime that we're milking all the taxpayers, you physically got to go into work. Get out of your sweatpants and get out of your slippers, or you've already been fired. Okay? So quit eating Cheetos at home on your computer cams and doing jobs and all that. You're all getting pink slips. Yeah. All right. What? I don't even know where to contact you, Brittany. Put your phone number on there so everybody can see it. Your husband's he's gonna be like, hey, get off of that damn channel. Get off of there. Get off of there. Aren't you meditating? Aren't you meditating or something or somewhere? Aren't you meditating? So yeah, that's politics. That's politics. And all the executive orders. Donald Trump wanted there was so much burnout with the traffic controllers. There was so much burnout. Obama left it. Now, how can you have the air traffic controllers understaffed? They give billions of dollars to freak shows, and how is the FAA understaffed? How are they understaffed? Then Trump changed it to have it right. Biden came in, changed it back, and Donald Trump has only been in a little while, and he didn't have enough time to review and have people in these important jobs to be reviewed and see if they were hired based on merits. Now, there's enough people that are technically smart, white, black, red, everything, whatever genders. There's enough people in a talent pool that can do these jobs. Whatever your gender or your race is, you know? Yeah, Anthony Vigil, all back pay and reinsisted. That's solid. Yeah. And yes, Anthony, good point. And all the people that got released for the new freak show that came in, they're getting compensated. Thank you, Anthony Vigil. They're getting compensated to the penny. So we can be ensured that we have competent people. I also said in a video way back about DEI hires in the aviation. I said it way back. And I also said, what about DEI hires that are airplane mechanics? What about the mechanics? What about the mechanics that fix these planes before they go in the air? You got some fat broad with purple hair over there, and you're gonna trust your life and your children with some woked out, rainbowed out slob that got hired on the spot based on no merits? There's enough smart people that can fill these positions based on their merits. Man, they just threw everything in the garbage. Trump got done more with all those executive orders, his first week in office, with all the executive orders, than those bums did in 4 years. In 4 years. One day he did more. He's got all the executive orders on his desk to clean up the crap that these bums, these communist, freaked out bums did to our country. Yeah. Brittany, are you on Facebook? Are you on Facebook, Brittany? Because I missed some of your comments up there because it's scrolling up, so I'm trying to keep up here. Yeah. All right, I'll go over there and check that out. I'll check that out. I'll check that out. Because I don't mean to be rude. The things the comment goes up, and I missed what you even said because these politics got me so. But yeah. Oh, all right. Why'd you get blocked out of your old accounts? I don't think I want to friend you on Facebook. You've been blocked. I know. I'm just kidding. Uh, yeah. What's up, Ivan? Ivan, man. It's my man, Ivan. Ivan. What's on your mind, Ivan? Shenanigans. Yeah. Yeah. Her name was Linda or something the other night. Oh, okay. I won't respect. Yep. Well, all we could do, we could look back at the last 4 years and everything. But what we seen was divine intervention because this is supposed to be God's country. And we seen all the evildoers, all those perved out, rainbowed out Democrats. We seen the destruction and what has happened in our country. And thank God that Donald Trump turned his head. And yeah, thank God. Look on the book. Look on the book, Brittany. Look on the book. Joseph, Monte. So that was divine intervention. Divine intervention. Because can you imagine if Kamala got, wow, scares me to even think. Yeah. But maybe we could be entering into age of enlightenment. People get things back on track. We put that garbage to the curb called the freaking Biden administration. We put the garbage to the curb. So we can look back and get mad. But otherwise, if you keep looking back and getting pissed off, we can't focus on the future. We can't focus on the future. So be positive, look straight ahead. Yeah, the past could be devastating. The past could be devastating. People look at their past. Oh, no. If the frog keeps looking at the lily pad behind him, then he can't jump to the lily pad in front of him. I got that, Brittany. So Confucius say, now listen, grasshopper, the frog that looks at the lily pad behind him will not be able to jump to the lily pad in front of him. He will miss. So stay focused. The past is devastating. I did a lot of therapy for people. The past is devastating. But only growth comes when you put it in the rearview mirror. When you concentrate on positivity and good things in your life, you'll stop thinking about all the bad things that happen. Yes, it's easier said than done. For $50 an hour, I'll tell you how you can cure that as a therapist. So 2 hours. Thank you, Smoke Alarm. Thank you, Brittany. We can be friends on that. So I'll friend. You got to become friends or something. I don't know. You got to be friends and all that stuff. I'm an old man. Thank you, Brittany. Smoke Alarm. Vivian, thank you. Anthony Vigil, thank you. Tune in. I tell a million stories. I tell Philly, Bob, thanks, buddy. Ivan Lore been writing me for a long time. Speaking about positivity and trying to rise people up. And, Ivan Lore was here a long time ago, and I had 7 subscribers. And he said, no, Joe, go ahead. Now I'm smart in psychology and everything. It don't matter what you have. We need to uplift each other and give each other confidence. It's not, you don't have to be a macho man, tough guy and all of that kind of stuff. Rise people up. You're doing all right. Keep going. Give somebody encouragement. Because listen, the devil has got dominion to roam to and free. And he works overtime. The devil don't take any days off. He's trying to get you. So how do you combat that? and community and rising each other up with encouragement and confidence. And Ivan Lore said, Joe, keep going. Ivan, I got 8 months. I got six subscribers. No, Joe, go ahead. You tell good stories. Maybe you'll rise up someday. He didn't even realize I was going to stop the channel. So when you see Ivan Lore in there, he was one of the first guys. I appreciate everybody that comes in, but trying to talk about encouragement and things like that. And everybody needs validation. You know, you got a husband and wife. Well, my wife knows that I love her, and that, well, tell her she looks good. Tell her you love her. I don't care if you've been married 12 years. Words are powerful. Words are powerful. Oh, you look good in that outfit, honey. Your hair looks good. Or your ass is the size of the Grand Canyon. Forgive me, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. Don't tell her that, even if it is. Okay? Even if it is. So you get it all here. Tune in again. Thank you, Smoke Alarm. And blessings to you. Join the military. God bless the military. Thank you, Francis. Always coming in. Well, let's just leave it at that. Always coming in. Very beautiful woman. Let's leave it at that. So thank you, Anthony Vigil. I appreciate that. We're gonna just try to rise up. I got so many stories. We're just gonna pump them out. That's all. Yeah. Fatty and skinny. Mm-hmm. Fatty and skinny were laying in bed. Fatty hit skinny over the head. Fatty and skinny were laying in bed. Fatty hit skinny over the head. What color was the blood? Red. R-E-D, and you are not it. Engine, number 9, going down Chicago line. If the train should jump the track, do you want your money back? Yes. Y-E-S spells yes, and you are not it. That's how we used to pick teams for sports. I think I covered everything on planet Earth, folks. So hit the notification bell. Hit anything you could hit on there. But if you see a button, hit it. Hit it. The Cash App, if you see that Cash App button, hit that. If you see the Super Chat button, hit that. They should put a big one on there somewhere. It's the size of a freaking molecule. All right, folks. God bless you all. Thank you. Sunday night, maybe we'll be yeah. No, don't ever say sorry to me, Ivan Lore. Been struggling with your phone, right? Yeah. Don't say you're sorry. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Thanks for the kind words. No, words are powerful. Words are powerful, boy. In the beginning, there was the word, and the word became life. All right? Yeah. Cool. Francis, you know them all. You know them all. So, yeah. Tomorrow, I'll take a little break, get a little sleep, and then we'll jump back on. I'll put the video up ahead of time. So hit the notification bell so you'll know when the next show comes on. Okay? So that's that. All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out with me. And be the kings and queens of your world. Rise up. The world is a vampire. It wants blood. No. Spiritual armor. All right, folks. Thanks a lot.